Hello everyone, hope you're all doing great. My name's David from Soul Pathways, and I am a practitioner of quantum healing hypnosis technique, abbreviated to QHHT, which was developed by the late and great Dolores Cannon. And today I want to discuss a question that came from a client recently about the term past life regression, which is the sessions that we conduct as practitioners. This perspective that I have may not be yours, and so I completely understand and respect you if you have a different view on this. I'm just trying to figure this out for myself, and I was just reflecting on what the client had asked. So the client asked about the idea that scientists are saying that all time occurs concurrently, that there is no past or future, that everything's in the present. So in that sense, time is an illusion, or time is somehow distorted. And so it got me thinking. And I've drawn this timeline up on the board. A client will come in, and they're in their present life. And while in trance, they're shown scenes from past lives, maybe their youth, or occasionally a future life. And so the client was saying, is it correct to use the term past life? Is it really a past life regression? Is it really a future life? I use the term progression. Is it really a future life progression? In the context that everything occurs concurrently. So I read a few articles online by some scientists and couldn't really figure them out. Very complex. Lots of different theories. So I thought of other examples that might be more easier to understand. And the first one I came up with was the idea that Pluto, on the edge of our solar system, has a different time than Earth. 1 year on Pluto equals 248 years on Earth. Meaning that in the time that the average person lives on Earth, say 70 years or so, somebody could have 248 of those timelines on Pluto. So time is obviously faster on Pluto or slower on Earth. I wasn't sure which one. So then I thought about near-death experiences. People die, then they come back to life. Maybe they're gone for a few minutes, some longer. But even though they're only gone for a few minutes, they often report that they saw their whole life flash before their eyes. So decades and decades in a few minutes. So that actually points to the idea that when you leave the Earth plane, time speeds up. And so on the Earth plane, time is slow. And that's similar to what you would observe if you were on Pluto. You would observe that you could have 248 lifetimes when on Earth you only have one. So that seems to me to be the idea that time on Earth is definitely slowed down. But what if you went past Pluto? What if you went to the edge of our galaxy? Could it be thousands of lifetimes you could have in the time of one Earth lifetime? And what if you went farther and farther away in our universe to the next galaxy and even farther than that? What if you went to the edge of the universe? I mean, is there somewhere in our universe where time is zero? It's non-existent? That everything occurs together? I mean, it does seem to fit in with the idea that we're all one. So the indications to me are that, time is slowed down on Earth. Maybe this is what they say about Earth being a dense planet. And so if past, present, and future occur concurrently, then we're all just living in a number of now moments. And so when we access a past life through a past life regression, or occasionally a future life progression, or the childhood of a present life, are we accessing these now moments? These concurrent timelines or lifetimes, or these concurrent lives that all occur at the same time? There's this idea of presence. And the idea of presence is akin to the idea of if a tree falls on this forest and no one's there, does it make a sound? And this idea is related to maybe a car accident that occurs on the other side of town and you're not there, so it's not relevant to you. But if you see a car accident, suddenly that's relevant. And news has definitely brought home a lot more of this to us. With the internet and being connected around the world, a lot more seems relevant if you plug into that. And that's a whole other discussion of unplugging from that, so there is less relevance, less data or experiences that you're attracting to yourself. Because there is the argument that when you see something, because you're present, is relevant to you. Why did I witness that car crash? What's the relevance to me? And so people reflect on that. The thing is that when something happens to you yourself, there's one thing that's most definitely true, and that is that you're always there. You're always there when something happens to you. So, when we take a client into a trance state, the client is there. They're physically on a treatment bed, in a trance state, and we're talking to them. The practitioner's talking to them. So because the client is there, then the client is present. So when that client accesses, let's say, a medieval battle scene from 1,000 years ago, the client's present. So because the client's present, just by virtue of that word present, that means the client's in the now. That means that medieval scene or maybe that future scene, they're all occurring in the now. It's like a movie that's been cut up. The film's been cut up into little frames and scattered around, and you can just choose whichever frame you want to access. So, past life regressions, is that the right term? Or are we just accessing other lives? Is it just other life access? Because we're present, we're not regressing or progressing. We're still present. Even when we're going to someone's childhood, we're still present. The client's still here. It would seem to me that that's the case. It would seem to me that these are other life accesses. And so with that in mind, it does bring up an interesting concept, for me at least, that relates to the idea of manifestation. Because when we're manifesting, one of the things we're guided to do is to increase our vibration to the point where we would be if we already had that which we desired. So we imagine what we desire, and we raise our vibration, our excitement level, our enthusiasm, our joy, our happiness, whatever, to that level as if it's already happened, and trick the mind into believing that it's already happened so that we can attract it to ourselves. And so one of the things that happens when people are manifesting, especially if that vibration is not quite there yet, is that they notice time. They ask the question, why is it taking so much time for me to access this manifestation that I desire? In that sense, time becomes a barrier. Time becomes something that is resisting us, a wall that is stopping us from getting to our manifestation. And if you become impatient, well, you're just giving more energy to that wall. You're just making that wall bigger, so better just go with the flow. Better not give your attention to the time that it's taking. Better work on increasing your vibration to as high a level as possible, where it would be as if you already had that desire. So if it's true then that time is an illusion, that everything occurs in the now, then it actually also means that the idea of taking time to manifest something that's already occurring in another timeline is also an illusion. Because these other timelines are unlimited. They go forever, these other lives. They're only limited by our imagination. So once you imagine something that you want to manifest, then it's just a matter of being able to step into that timeline with the right vibration, that life with the right vibration. Not to say that that's an easy thing to do. I don't find it an easy thing to do at all. I'm finding it easier, but at the same time, I feel that the more we study time, the more we can begin to deal with and diminish the effects of time on our human experience in a way that will benefit us, in a way that will allow us to access other lives that are more optimal for us, lives that we desire, and ignore the time because it's a fake construct anyway, or so it appears. So, past life regressions, future life progressions, or other life access? I don't know the answer. I don't know. It sort of resonates with me though. Anyway, thank you for listening. If you have any comments, I appreciate hearing from you. Have a great day.